back later with the chance to have it be a little bit safer.
It's looking like here on the Israel channel, yep, we are good to go. SlyPork
right.
and ThunderMustach are off.
Good luck to both runners, and hope everybody in chat enjoys the show.
Good luck. Like Star Fox, good luck.
Good luck.
Now, what do you think could be the first 2 items? I mean, we know one of them is Morph Ball, but
yeah, with the new logic, Morph Ball, I guess, is 100% one of the first 2. I've noticed since the change, I've seen a lot of E-Tanks. So I'm just going to guess E-Tank. I mean, that's probably the mathematical best guess anyway. There's, 14 of them in the game, and
right.
But it would be interesting to find one of the progression items early. I always get really excited when High Jump Boots is early.
Yeah, it's a confirmed KIP or cross product seed right there. And it would make things so much easier. Now, sometimes the runners do have the option of checking Gauntlet early.
True.
If they do happen to get High Jump Boots, that the wall jumps up there are a little bit more trickier. I feel because you gain a little bit more height off your wall jumps.
Correct.
So Morph Ball to start us off. It's looking pretty vanilla.
And it was an E-Tank. And ThunderMustach is able to secure that E-Tank with no issue. SlyPork picking up a super pack, where you would normally get your first missile pack in.
So, yeah, interesting. I actually have not seen a Rando that doesn't start off with power bombs. Usually, the seeds supply you with a power bomb pack early.
They have been doing that a lot more lately with the new logic. I would assume that we would be able to find a progression item at BT. We could end up seeing Screw Attack or Speed Booster. Actually, I'm not 100% sure. Some of the items might have been moved in terms of where they're allowed to spawn. But I'm sure that along the way, it would be impossible for a rando seed to not have a progression. So we'll see what's down.
Yeah,
it'd be funny if it was bombs.
Yeah, it would actually be.
Because we would have Morph at Morph, E-Tank at E-Tank, and bombs at bomb.
SlyPork wants to get the gamer to give pretty much the damage him and give him the knockback into the E-Tank. It is a little bit more safer. He could get it any moment right now. The Lettuce Leaf does a little bit more damage, and you still want to be mindful of your health, given that you only have no E-Tanks.
Correct. Yeah, and obviously at the beginning of the game you don't have any suits, so you can take a little bit more damage. But he looks like he's got the E-Tank now, and he'll start making his way up to the. Let's see what ThunderMustach finds at BT here.
Hoping for Screw Attack, but still, yeah, I don't. Oh,
Speed Booster. All right.
This is gonna be good.
I'm gonna read Sephi's mind real quick, and I think the first thing Sephi thought just now when he saw Speed was early wreck ship.
Yeah. Nope. You got it. Yeah. That would be the route that I would take. I mean, come on. You have one E-Tank, Speed Booster, you're set. Even just go to wreck ship right now. I'd say just start it right now. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, if he had, just talking theoretically, if Speed Booster had instead been Screw Attack, you would have definitely had an option to go immediately to Gauntlet.
Yes.
Which a lot of players do when they find Screw Attack early.
And although it's still a risky section and not even really enforced as it used to be, wow. High speed.
That's... If you were, offer me your perspective on this, Sephi. Based on my experience so far with these randomizers, I would say that, obviously the 2 suits, and then probably ice and charge are probably the most valued items. Speed is also great, but I think a lot of people are like more comfortable getting some of like the Zeb skips and stuff like that, having ice as opposed to speed. So those, like anytime you find one of those items early, it feels like a lot more comfort for the runners.
Right. I can totally see that because, I mean, beams. If you don't happen to collect any beams throughout your rando, you can try to play it safe. You can get away with a couple of bosses using your missile packs. Like if you have charge but you have no beams for whatever reason. Oh my god. Oh, I'm liking this seed already.
Okay,
This is
so
definitely like early wreck ship seed.
So now there will not be a single heated run in this seed, and
Correct.
that's going to open up a lot of things for these players.
Now, mind you, it doesn't mean that the seed can't be trolly. We still could get something quite unexpected. For those that just like watching that stuff, we really hope that the players also enjoy themselves running this. But as I was saying, yeah, beams aren't really required. Really, they just make it so much easier to fight a lot of these bosses.
Absolutely.
Just with as much ease as possible.
Looks like SlyPork, unfortunately, this is actually something to watch out for when you're doing a randomizer. If the game does not give you a power bomb pack before you have to go to BT, and you don't have bombs, then you are, as far as I know, are you forced into doing Alcatraz? Like, have they made it to where those blocks up there can be shot out, or is it still a bomb?
I'm positive that those are just bombable blocks only still.
So at this point, you're basically talking about Alcatraz being a required move to progress.
Correct.
And it's not the easiest thing in the world, especially for people that, don't speedrun the game regularly. So there we go. SlyPork getting it. Very good. And maybe heading over to the ship.
To save, just to at least make sure that there's one save there. A lot of people... It's very important to start saving early on.
I totally agree.
With as limited, I mean, he doesn't even have power bombs yet. He's gonna get them, obviously, as we can see on ThunderMustach's screen. But you can never know what happens because you can run out of power bomb packs, and then essentially soft lock yourself.
Yeah, I'm a very practical person. I'm a big believer in making saves pretty frequently with these things because if you really get down to it, if you took like maybe 2 extra saves, I mean, how much time are you really losing? It's not that much. And how many times have we seen, or, just using your own experience, I know I've done this, how many times have you not saved and then accidentally died somewhere and then just lost a massive amount of time?
Way too often. I mean, I remember one time going into a pre-X-ray room. Oh, ThunderMustach, I guess attempting.
Is it possible to glitch that with a regular missile? I'm not sure.
No, it's only a super missile. I think he's still just giving it a shot. But
noble effort for sure.
Yeah, precisely.
This will be a spot that later on down the line he might choose to come back if he finds a wave, or he might go try it again now that he has an extra pack here. And now SlyPork getting ready to, players don't have to get the mock ball here, do they, if they have speed boosters? So.
Oh, you're right, and it's something that I guess even speedrunners tend to forget.
Yeah.
You think that you're soft locked for whatever reason just because you can't mock ball.
Oh, and I've noticed that speed booster comes up a lot less lately with the new logic, but occasionally it still does early on. And so I've noticed a lot of runners having to skip, this major item down here below charge when they don't have speed. But ThunderMustach is getting ready to check what this item is going to be. It's always a bummer when you don't have speed early, and then it ends up that this is like a really important item.
I think one of the seeds that we had seen had like speed booster at Ridley.
Oh, wow.
And I think it might have been gravity here at Waterway. So yeah, and that's possible. That can happen.
Thunder trying to find the right height to do his Shine Spark here to get to the item. Gonna need to be a little careful here. Do you know exactly what the number of health is needed to make this full Shine Spark?
Certain that it could be something around 80 energy.
So we'll have to see how this pans out. It would be such a shame if he got it and then wasn't able to get all the way back there.
I wonder if he's going to try to... No, he's going to want a horizontal Shine Spark.
I think, yeah, I don't think he... I think he's been trying to jump and get it in the air.
Looks like it. And with the water physics down there, that does tend to throw you off.
Definitely. In terms of jumping, if you were going to attempt to jump that, you would probably have a higher likelihood of just jumping off of the ledge, cutting back left. But a normal horizontal spark from the ground is probably the easiest method.
SlyPork is finishing up collecting whatever's at the bottom of Green Brinstar. He should be joining ThunderMustach here momentarily.
Yeah, it is certainly possible for anybody in chat who's curious. It is definitely possible to simply land on the ground in the water and do just a normal horizontal spark. This does not require you to jump, although some players maybe feel more comfortable with it or whatever. There we go. Oh, thank goodness.
I mean, extra health isn't bad.
Of course not. And at this point, it's way too early to be skipping items anyway.
Oh yeah, that's very, very good advice there, Kip. Don't if you're not fully prepared, like obviously I don't think any of the runners want to be skipping, especially super missiles, because they don't have charge yet. And if they have, for whatever reason, they make the decision to go to Lower Norfair early, they can take out Ridley with 30 supers. So
correct. And one thing to keep in mind too is it's sort of easy to kind of talk about theory and how like the absolute top best players would do certain things. But you got to keep in mind, I mean, I think about this all the time for my own play. Like, I'm not as skilled as a lot of those guys, so I have to make adjustments. Personally, even in randos, I usually keep collecting E-tanks until I get to like if I just keep coming across them, I'll still keep getting them until maybe up to about 7 or so, just because you never know what items you will have when you go to Lower Norfair and other places. And then plus it also helps set up for potential stand-up glitches and stuff.
That too.
I'd rather take the 7 seconds of fanfare to have an extra E-tank than to like accidentally make mistakes in Lower Norfair and die. Looks like ThunderMustach is going to attempt the glitch again. He's got 9. Sounds like he got it. Oh.
Yeah, you don't want to jump out too far. You just slightly want to tap right. So you tap right immediately after just a small tap so that you pretty much move a pixel.
Yeah, you want to be against the wall, which is why, and again, I'm not saying this to make a joke, another way that high jump boots early becomes very handy for a lot of players, because there's a setup for that room if you have high jump where you don't have to jump out of that door. So you get the creatures in there to hit you and knock you flush against the wall. And if you can't do that, if you don't have high jump boots, you have to, as Sephi was saying, get in the door and then get like flush against it with your first little jump there. Now I just realized Mustache is in a bit of a predicament, having fired all the supers, because there we go. We need a super to get to Green Hills.
SlyPork was making also a really wise decision, farming the power bombs after getting out of Waterway, just killing the Caterpies down there at the bottom.
And they just synced up. Ironically, they're basically in almost identical positions. And I don't believe Sly, I was watching Mustache for a minute, I don't believe Sly was able to get in to get the item to glitch that gate, correct?
No, he has not gotten it either. Again, I think it's only forced if you have high jump. I keep forgetting this. This keeps blanking out on me.
What's forced?
Having to glitch that gate. It says, yeah, green gate glitching the blue wave beam gate before the E-Tank location in Pink Brinstar will now only be enforced if you have high jump. So they don't necessarily have to check it.
I see what you mean.
Yes.
Like, the only way that it would have an item like gravity or something like that would be if they could get high jump boot somewhere. Exactly. Also, this is really great for the players. Having Ice Beam early will assist with getting up. Right now, you'll see that ThunderMustach is opting not to use Ice Beam, which is fine. Looks like he's comfortable with getting up there. Sometimes you forget what items you have, too. Have you ever done that in a rando?
More often than not. Then I would like to admit, especially with we were just talking about the blue gate there at Pink Brinstar. I end up still supering the gate while I might have Wave Beam.
I've done that many times. I think the biggest one for me too is regular bombs.
Oh yeah.
I'll forget and keep dropping power bombs in like normal locations. Yeah, it looks like both players opted not to use Ice Beam to get up Red Tower.
And interestingly enough, they both want to take out Fantoon early.
That is very interesting, especially considering that there's no 100% correct way to do anything, but you'll see a lot of players when they get very early, they'll opt to go ahead and collect all of the items in Norfair. Mm-hmm. Because you can comfortably get through all those rooms, not having to worry about the heated run. So, let's see what they do here.
I mean, this gamble could work out in favor for the both of them. They can, for whatever reason, they might even find gravity at wreck ship because they have speed boosters, so they can pretty much check everything.
Correct. And they have plenty of regular missiles, it looks like, which that's another thing that some people might forget about. I've done this before, trying to head to Fantoon early and then realizing that you only have like one regular missile pack or something.
Oh, right, yeah.
That's because, you can't use supers in the same way you would on other bosses. Looks like Mustache got the Ocean Fly there.
ThunderMustach still wants to. Yes, you see, he can't get out right now in his current position because he has no power bombs. He has no bombs, of course. He has no spring ball. He might. If he can get the speed ball.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, the speedball. That's a great technique for people to use in this spot. If you can get it, it will save you one bomb, power bomb. Oh, it looks like he's going for it.
Yeah, and thankfully too. Now, even then, if Fantoon doesn't drop any power bombs for him, he's still in somewhat of a predicament because the atoms, they only have like a a 2 or like a 4% chance of dropping power bombs.
Well, if it's mathematically possible, I'm not 100% sure, but if it's mathematically possible, I guess like he could get health bomb, for example. In the scenario that he went in here and got health bombed, he literally would be soft locked, wouldn't he? Like he wouldn't be able to get out at all. I don't think he would need one bomb to blow up the block that he's trying to destroy now. If he got health bombed, he wouldn't be able to get out.
Yes, you're right. He's at this point he has to get this, or he has to reset if he wants to continue playing.
It looks like SlyPork is making what I think is a very smart decision in terms of saving before heading over to wreck ship, because that way, if anything goes awry, not only he's refilling on all of his supplies and health, but if anything goes awry in the fight, he can save there. Yeah, I'm really happy to see Mustache get through there. All right, let's see how this fanny pack.
Oh yeah, I forgot your team fanny pack too for the relay. So
that's right. It's interesting how Fantoon, most of the time when you get here in a rando, you need to try to utilize Doppler. Whereas if you run any percent, most of the players, will try to do X Factor strats and stuff like that. So this is another one of those areas where randos put you in a position to try things that you don't normally do.
Oh yeah, that's actually very, very true, very important.
The Kraid fight usually is identical, because if you know how to do the quick kill with missiles, you're fine. I guess if you do the charge method, it could be precarious, but the Fantoon and Ridley fights in particular can be vastly different than most players do them in normal game. Mustache doing just fine.
I think he'll be set. SlyPork, I think he wants to conserve his energy, so he's gonna want to jump across that, or I don't know if you might know how to get the 2-tap short charge.
And very nice. We got Fantoon down at 22-22. And I will say this for what SlyPork is attempting here. It's, in my opinion, not the easiest thing to get these jump.
Oh, really good job taking out that Ripper.
Very smart. Okay, and he's across. Excellent job.
A very generous Fantoon dropped plenty of power bombs here for ThunderMustach.
Yeah, that'll help moving forward as well. It's these randos can get very, very tricky if you don't get bombs, and you only sometimes they'll only give you one power bomb pack early on, and you'd be surprised. Like basically every time you come across a creature that will be able to drop a power bomb, you should try to farm them.
Yes.
You could easily run out. Oh, Steffi, at this point we should mention, I'm going to probably say this for any match I comment on, even though we have a lot of people in chat who are probably familiar with the logic of the rando. But in the normal vanilla, that spot that Mustache just checked is not a major item spot. It was a super missile pack in vanilla, but it was changed to be a major item spot for this rando tournament. And the spot that it replaced was at vanilla high jump boots. There's an E-tank followed by high jump boots. That E-tank is now a minor item. So for anybody who happens to be new, just keep in mind that when you go to wreck ship, you have an opportunity for 4 major items instead of the regular 3.
Correct. Thank you for pointing that out too. The thing about that is because if they hadn't made that switch, the major item count would be fairly unbalanced, and then you really wouldn't see many people going over to wreck ship first.
Correct. And Mustache is going to try to figure out a way to get up here. I think he's probably going to need to utilize the speed booster, correct?
Yes, he can get a running start and then wall jump off the wall to get on top of that ledge. He can also attempt a shine spark. believe
True.
even a 2-tap is good enough.
I think here he can actually run through the water and get up high enough. He just needs to run the whole distance. And also for anybody who's watching who might not be familiar, I'm not sure what that creature's called in that room, but I think it drops power bombs like 99% or something like that. So that's a place where if you really need one in that spot, you can.
Which I would say you really would heading over to bowling,
Correct.
because I know we've had a couple of runners soft lock already just down in that small little pit outside of wreck ship.
Yeah. So one of those situations where you have to have more than you sometimes think in advance. You know, that's another one of those situations where you play the normal game and you just never think about that spot. And then when you don't have many power bombs and it's your only way through, it can be problematic. So it looks like ThunderMustach is going to decline on checking the spike room E-tank.
Would probably be for the best because he doesn't have high jump either, and having a speed booster without high jump is gonna really throw off his jumps trying to navigate through the guillotines or the spiky platforms and spiky room of death of spikes.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. For those unfamiliar, having speed booster but not having high jump boots, if you are running, like if you're using your dash to get a run and then you jump, it actually affects your vertical jump height. Speed booster does. And so there are actually situations in randomizers where it might even technically be advisable to take speed booster off for a minute. You know what kind of jump you're making?
Yeah, I would
little
agree.
things like that you just never know. You know what I mean? I had absolutely no idea that it would work that way until I started doing randomizers.
Yeah. It catches you by surprise whenever you end up getting, I don't know, you just end up falling short of that one jump. Especially, I think it's most notable in the Crates layer entrance. And also, Bubble Mountain.
True. I believe that ThunderMustach declined to check the. He didn't enter the door to the right above him to check what was the reserve item. And that means now I don't know if he's going to be able, even with Speed Booster, I don't think he'll be able to check it unless he somehow manages to farm a bunch of power bombs, which I think he would need at least 2. Is that correct?
I think he would need to check it. I guess 2 is fair, but he can still soft lock.
That's true. Yeah. So he needs to be very careful. I mean, I'm saying like right now, if he had
Right.
2,
Yes.
I think he would be able to get in and out. But I'm not sure if he's aware of that because that's one of those small things you can overlook along the way. He needs 1 to, I think, destroy the bottom part, and I think if you lay it in the right place, I could be wrong, you can also destroy the blocks to the right before you make the jump up.
Correct.
And he'd need 1 to get out.
There's also the Chozo holding
Correct.
the missile pack. Yeah.
SlyPork opting to skip the reserve.
A wise decision, my friend. A wise decision. So these are the very same enemies in Pink Brinstar that you can farm for power bombs. Again, this is a 2% drop rate for power bombs. SlyPork. Okay, he is saving, or he did save.
He'd probably have a better shot. I think the enemies in this room here have a better chance.
Definitely a better chance with the pancakes. He just wants to fill up everything first. I know it caught me by surprise when we thought that there wasn't really any drop rates in that room. I'm not sure even what that room is called.
Yeah, and this is also kind of one of those situations where every randomizer is different, and when you don't have bombs, those power bombs are incredibly valuable, and so sometimes it might even be worth it just to reload that door where the water is and wreck ship to try to get, to full power bombs, because there's one, because those little green creatures drop them like 99%, so that might actually be faster than trying to farm a full room of other creatures that have lower drop rate.
Yeah, I think I've mentioned it before in another race that it's very important to know how to be able to maintain your power bomb, pretty much all your ammunition, because like this one, for example, the bulls are pretty much the pufferfish down in Sponge Bath. They always drop power bombs in case you're ever, stuck having to try to look for them.
Yeah, I've also seen several people in some of the races the last few days trying to farm power bombs in the big pink room in Brinstar from some of the bugs, and as Sephi mentioned, they have a 2% drop rate. Oh, it was Charge over there, huh?
Charge, yeah, it was Charge, so they definitely want that. ThunderMustach doesn't know, and I hope he doesn't forget, or I hope he kind of sticks by this. SlyPork is also gonna. So it looks like we're farming here, boys.
Yeah, farm time. Speaking of which, so I was just going to point out that if you're really in need of power bombs and you're in the big pink room, you can actually backtrack to first room in Brinstar and go to the left, and there's a big room filled with fire fleas, and they drop power bombs, I think like 99%, something like that.
Precisely, yes. If you
so even though it's backtrack, yeah, it's still probably faster than going for the 2% drop rate.
Oh, SlyPork, go SlyPork. Are you? I guess because if you look at his ammo count, he technically wouldn't need it, but
yeah, so he chose not to get the power bomb, so he'll have to, I guess, grab whatever is in gravity location, and then he'll have to backtrack to get Charge, unless he gets like bombs or something.
So glad SlyPork made it out of there.
Absolutely.
Only 18 left. Wow. This could give him an advantage right now.
Wow, Plasma and Charge together.
Oh yes, and
wow.
ThunderMustach. SlyPork is gonna keep on going. He's not gonna look back. He shouldn't.
Theoretically, think about how powerful this wreck ship decision is, because both players, well, actually, right now SlyPork can't get Charged, but assuming that you could get both items before you leave, every other segment for the rest of the game, including all the bosses, Charge Plasma. That's really powerful.
Yeah, you can one-shot pretty much every enemy that's not in Lower Norfair.
It even does things like make Crocomire much quicker if you opt to go down there. Still, at this point, and obviously there will be many items collected before they even get to Lower Norfair, but right now they don't have what I would refer to as an easy way into Lower Norfair. I think technically it's certainly possible. We saw, I can't remember who it was the other day, but was it StephCad maybe, who managed to get in without high jump boots doing the lava dive?
Yeah, that was StephCad.
So it's certainly possible, but at the same time, I would say for many of the players, that's probably not ideal. So we'll kind of have to wait and see what else they get along the way, how it affects their pathing.
SlyPork, interestingly enough, It looks like he's gonna want to go back.
Oh yeah, he's getting that charge action.
ThunderMustach is pretty much at the end. It looks like he's done. Able to get Bowling Spark here.
So I guess he is also not going to be able to get charge at the moment, correct?
Precisely, and he shouldn't bother to drop down, because I mean that could potentially be a soft lock. So he doesn't want to do that. He doesn't want that risk.
And I don't believe he saved before wreck ship, did he?
No.
So let's hope that this is another one of those scenarios where it's just really easy to kind of forget. Let's hope that he does not opt to drop his power bomb. All right, good.
And ThunderMustach does not know that charge is back there. He could honestly just keep looking for items. SlyPork is going to spend his time trying to get back. I don't know if it would work out for... Like, I honestly don't know, because ThunderMustach is missing out on charge. And at the same time, SlyPork is going to get it, but would it be worth it?
I would put it this way. If you knew it was charge, you would definitely want to get it, right? But I don't know if Thunder is going to opt to actually go back. Like, he is unaware that charge is back there, so he might just decide to roll on. It looks like that's what he's going to do.
So the next move for ThunderMustach would be to head down to Norfair, clean all of that up, and hope to run into Gravity.
Yeah. At this point, Gravity and Space Jump would help immensely for getting into Lower Norfair. High Jump Boots would help. Gravity would also obviously open up Meridia. Some of the seeds will put Gravity in Meridia in a few select spots, so the logic could force you into a gravity-less water segment, or at least a portion of it. So we'll see what we find out. Also, if I recall, neither one of the players successfully got into the E-Tank location, Brinstar, correct? The
Correct.
Wave Gate?
Yes,
so we're not 100% sure what's back there either.
Back there, yeah, it could be Wave, it could be Spazer, it could be Spring Ball, Screw Attack, Space Jump.
Yeah, or it could just be, a reserve or an E-Tank, and it didn't, want to impact either player.
That as well.
I'm hoping that that's the case. Okay, ThunderMustach opting to skip that E-Tank.
And often it actually collect it.
Oh, okay. And he thought it over for a second and decided to go back.
Yep. Thought about it mid door transition.
Looks like SlyPork getting ready here to collect whatever miner this is. We got a regular missile pack. And head up to get charge, which will help immensely.
Ecstatic about that. But collecting such a rare item. Oh,
this
one
is
of those instances.
Yeah, go right ahead and explain it, Sefi.
Again, as Kip had mentioned earlier, good jump though by ThunderMustach. That jump is extremely tricky because Speed Booster with no high jump throws off your jump completely. Because regularly, I guess it just kind of, the properties of Speed Booster is slowing. It doesn't slow you down,
It
but
lowers the vertical height,
correct.
so you can't make some of the jumps you're expecting to be able to make.
I think it's within a few, the first few tiles, it lowers your vertical height, and then the next few tiles, it heightens your vertical jump.
Yeah, something to that effect. I've noticed that when you have it, you can actually make horizontal jumps, like long horizontal jumps, very easily. But when you're trying to make, jumps with trying to get to a height or a high location, you can't get it. So, oh, nice quick kill there by ThunderMustach. Another reserve.
Yep, that's reserve tank number 8 out of like 20.
Okay, SlyPork making the decision to save again. I think. Hold on, I'm a bit confused. Why doesn't SlyPork have full health right now? He just got out of the ship, didn't he?
SlyPork, he does have 4 health.
Oh, sorry. On my screen, it looks like he doesn't quite.
Oh, right. Yeah, right now he ended up taking the crab to the face, but he did get the refill because he's all ammoed up.
Yeah, I must have just missed him getting hit by something.
Oh, okay. So just right now, I glanced over. ThunderMustach ended up collecting Space Jump at the Crate E-Tank location.
All right, an excellent item to have. One of those nice progression items that you can use in a variety of ways. If he finds gravity at this point, he has a fairly easy entry into Lower Norfair, even without high jump boots.
With sufficient ammo to make waste of Ridley as well.
Correct. Okay, ThunderMustach checking ice. Another E-Tank.
Vanilla location. This is slowly but surely starting to get interesting on where gravity might be. Gravity could actually spawn at Lower Norfair.
That's true. Which would mean, again, I mean, there's many different ways depending on the sort of the skill level of the runner or just their experience. But there's many ways to get into Lower Norfair. But I would assume that the most comfortable one for anyone would just be to have gravity and space jump. So, depending on what is given along the way, might adjust when they choose to go. Looks like we got double super pack in the high jump boots area. And what do we have here? Ooh.
Screw attack is a lovely item for Lower Norfair. It's just going to make it that much easier to breeze by. However, I was thinking about something. Yeah, so in order to gain access into Lower Norfair, the seed will never force a Lower Norfair entry without high jump boots, or a lava dive essentially without high jump boots.
So they should be able to have access to high jump boots at some point prior to going there. So I guess that means high jump boots will never be in Lower Norfair, or I guess it could be. It would just the game would probably give you other items to get in.
Right. So you'd probably find Varia and Gravity before you find high jump boots in Lower Norfair. But for a lava dive seed, yeah, you're gonna find it before Lower Norfair.
I believe the value on screw attack, just to kind of piggyback on what Sephi was talking about, I think charged plasma, like a charged plasma ice wave shot is I believe 900.
Yeah.
and that's like every beam. That's every beam you can get in the game outside of Spacer, which obviously Plasma replaces Spacer. I think a screw attack does like 2,000 damage, which is over twice the amount. So that just kind of goes to show you how powerful screw attack is, how it makes things much easier when you're down in lower Norfair.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember exactly. I think screw attack also does damage per frame. It's also inside an enemy, I think, though.
Also, a very potent combo in any randomizer, having space jump and screw attack together. All right, and Kraid now defeated by SlyPork. He will find a reserve tank back here.
The perfect corsage for prom.
Yeah, Kraid got into the prom there for a little while, but SlyPork was able to track him down and throw him back out.
Oh, that's pretty cool. The ThunderMustach skipped a block.
Ooh, spring ball.
Spring ball. I don't know if. I mean, so far everything's interesting. Things are lining up for the suit list, but still more items to check.
And as I was mentioning earlier, spring ball is an item that maybe if you just run the game casually or you run any percent, you might not use it a ton or know too much about it. But especially in a rando situation where you have only one power bomb pack in particular, and you don't have bombs, saves many locations. It saves power bombs. Like I think you and I discussed, Sephi, that if you only have one power bomb pack going into lower Norfair, you're in bad shape. But if you have spring ball, you can actually get through some of those segments.
Correct. So, like for right now, if our runners did end up having to, like, let's just say they only had spring ball and nothing else to navigate through lower Norfair, and only had one power bomb pack. Now, 5 power bombs is enough to get to Ridley, but you need 6 on the way out. If you don't have spring ball, obviously. If you don't have any other method to pretty much jump out of that last, I don't know, little crevice at the bottom of the red key hunter shaft.
Correct.
That's the only, like, I guess, obstacle really that could possibly lead even to a soft lock, because if you run out of power bombs there, you can't go back to Wasteland to farm those.
Correct, but the drops are really low, I believe, right?
Yeah, even those drops are low. That might be 4%.
So we didn't find anything of note at Wave. ThunderMustach picked up an E-Tank there. So now it looks like he's going to opt to do a save, which I think is always a good idea. And we'll see what he chooses to do. Considering the fact that he's already gone to wreck ship, I would assume he is going to consider going to Crocomire. What would you think about that playset?
Crocomire is really the closest, the safest bet right now. Because the other location that I could really think of that they could check, but it's a little slightly, it requires a little bit of backtracking, would be X-Ray, and
True.
hopefully not anything over at, even though it's not Forest, at Wavegate, and then lastly at Gauntlet.
Yeah, we still do not know what was in the spike room or past the spike room and wreck ship, because I don't believe either player went over there.
Oh, that's true, yes.
And Thunder still is unaware of the fact that Charge is in the wreck ship reserve location. So the only other places they could go besides Crocomire at this point would be backtracking to either X-Ray, as you mentioned, or checking the item Wavegate Friendstar.
Yes. There's still plenty of options for them to check. These are just pretty much right now because they're in the vicinity. They might as well clear these out in the meantime.
It would also be much easier for, like here, we're going to see it side by side here.
Right.
SlyPork is going to be able to use Charged Plasma to just completely annihilate Crocomire. Oh, we got another reserve. What a bummer.
Guess ThunderMustach wants it. Maybe SlyPork might not opt to collect it, but who knows?
Luckily, it would be really tough if you had low health here and you went over there without Space Jump. So luckily he's got Space Jump to be able to get back. Oh. Okay, Varia actually also has protection. I think extra protection in these randos, is that correct, against lava?
Yeah, for this one it does now. They made it a property. You said ThunderMustach not going to check.
Opting not to check grapple, interesting.
I wonder why does he not?
So now at this point, he literally, barring, or I guess outside of check or doing suitless Meridia, he would have to massively backtrack, check the 3 other items, or I guess 4 other items that he's unaware of what they are. Is he heading to Lower Norfair here?
I certainly hope not, because it's an extremely risky play. It looks like he's going to attempt it.
He's going to attempt.
Saved.
I think he saved right before Crocomire. So it looks like, yeah, he's going to attempt a high jump-less entry here, which can be very, very difficult. Luckily, he's got several attempts because of the amount of defense protection that Varia allows in these randos.
SlyPork, what do you have for this? Wave beam.
It was wave at grapple. Interesting. So now that makes getting into that gate, if they opt to go back, much easier.
That could be on SlyPork's mind after collecting whatever is at Bubble Mountain, though.
ThunderMustach making quick work of the gate glitch there.
And I think SlyPork just feels so much more comfortable having extra ammo. Oh, this paid off for him, though, having an extra power bomb pack.
That is very helpful, especially with not having bombs. 10 is kind of in some ways the magic number for these randos in terms of, you know, if you never find bombs, 10 power bombs should be able to get you in and out of most places without too much issue, assuming that you keep your count healthy along the way. And it looks like ThunderMustach is now reconsidering and heading down to the grapple location where he will find Wave Beam.
That was a nice high five by them, too.
Sure was. I always find it fascinating when you find randos that have charge and plasma and any other beams early, because think about how much differently you're allowed to play the game with those items versus like how many randos have you done where you never found charge, or you know you found charge but never found plasma and you didn't really have very strong beams and you had to rely on supers and regular missiles for most of it.
Right.
It's interesting how powerful they are in terms of damage.
You just get everything out of the way. You don't have to waste so much time. Bosses are just a breeze, really. Alright, so SlyPork is going to start up here on his Bubble Mountain collection. ThunderMustach might... He might have on his mind... Well, since he does have Spring Ball, he could Spring Ball jump to navigate through suitless Meridia if he wants.
Yeah,
If
that would
not,
be
then
interesting to see because I actually am not as familiar with that method.
oh, it's a really helpful method. It's so much easier underwater than, of course, out of water. Out of water, you have to pause before you jump. Meanwhile,
Right.
underwater, you can jump then pause.
We'll see if he chooses. We'll see if Mustache chooses to go ahead and attempt a suitless Meridia, or if he's going to backtrack and check X-ray, or go back to the pink. Oh, he got some power bombs. Good.
Yeah, because he didn't collect the power bombs that were next to grapple, pretty much post Croc. So these were definitely a convenience for him.
Absolutely. See what he elects to do when he gets. So this is a really, theoretically interesting situation. ThunderMustach is clearly ahead in terms of just like location on the map and items checked, but he did not get charged. And unless he goes back to wreck ship again, he will not get it. So who would you say at the moment probably has the biggest advantage?
At the moment, I would put my bet on ThunderMustach because he's already out of Norfair. He knows that there's nothing else to check. He's gonna check X-ray right now.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, we've seen many times that.
Okay.
Apparently he's opting not to check it. But we've seen many times people be able to finish runs without charge. So we'll see
Got you
how that
baited
affects
there. Wow.
him. I wonder if do you think he forgot, or do you think he just knows he's going to come back and he's just going to check it?
I know he knows the game pretty well enough. He might just check it on the way back down since he knows he has to eventually come back down.
Does this mean? Oh, you know what? He might also be going to Gauntlet.
Gauntlet is it's a good choice. Hopefully he remembers Wavegate. Really. SlyPork in this case. If it could put him in advantage if X-Ray has gravity pretty much.
Right.
Because that's what they're looking for at this point. They're really just looking for gravity.
Okay, looks like ThunderMustach has considered the fact that maybe he missed something major in wreck ship. Remember, keep in mind that neither he nor SlyPork checked the spike E-tank in wreck ship. So we'll be able to see if there's anything useful in there. And then he also, I would imagine, will head back up and grab his charge beam. He is going to.
No, he's said redirected himself, so that's fine.
So yeah, we'll all get to find out an item that none of us know what it is.
Yeah, so join us. Join us in this mystery
Mystery
reveal.
hype.
Those guillotines. I also want to be careful not to turn around while landing or even ledge grabbing those spiky platforms. You could accidentally just clip through and then you end up taking unnecessary damage, and they deal a lot.
Oh, apparently SlyPork did check this location while we were, I guess, watching and commenting on something ThunderMustach was doing, and apparently it was an E-tank.
Oh, okay.
So there we go. Thank you, chat. Chat, keeping it straight here.
Thank you kindly. But still,
SlyPork.
Yes, should be good now. So he is checking it. All right, so this is an actual mystery reveal then, if that's what chat wanted. I mean, where do you think it's gonna be? It can't be obviously at Gauntlet.
My honest expectation is that this is an E-Tank, but I'm hoping for something cool.
Oh my gosh, baited and jigated because he rose the gate. Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that I believe that Gauntlet will have high jump boots.
Yes.
There's a very logical, scientific reason for me to think that. It's not because it's pure random. It's because certain special codes you can look at in the game to know these things.
Oh yeah.
It's just funny how we always guess what things are when we're just completely randomly guessing. But I'm gonna say high jump boots at Gauntlet, and hopefully ThunderMustach will go and check it.
I want to see how trolly it is when high jump boots. It's right behind Wavegate.
Oh, I forgot about that too.
I want to see what happens there. ThunderMustach is gonna get his charge beam.
I just realized if that had been high jump boots, that could have altered their routing if either of them had gotten it early.
Early, yes, because they could have. And we saw ThunderMustach attempting it, was trying to get into Norfair via Lava Dive. So we'll see what happens.
Hopefully, I'm sure he'll remember that he has wave and won't try to glitch it, even though, as we mentioned before, we've both done that. Well done.
All right, mystery reveal. What's behind door number 2?
Grapple.
Ooh, suitless, here we come.
So yeah, that's certainly, especially with Ice Beam, assist suitless Meridia attempts, but also one kind of, I think, underrated value that that Grapple offers is probably not so much in this case because they have Charge Beam and Plasma, but if you were to go into Lower Norfair without Charge and needed to rely on supers to kill Ridley, the Grapple Beam makes farming for those supers prior to the fight significantly faster and easier.
So much easier.
Yeah, a little love for one of our favorite categories, RBO there.
Oh, RBO, I love you. No, I don't. But yeah, it's such a beautiful, wonderful category. No, it was a fun experience, and your time, Kip, is incredible. My gosh.
Oh, thanks.
Shout out to Kip.
Maybe one day I'll actually get good for real and get a better time. But man, it's RBO is exciting, and I think it's cool. You can tell that a lot of RBO situations actually come up in these randomizers sometimes. So I think anybody who's interested in increasing their ability at randomizers could do so by learning some RBO tricks or even like some low ice tricks and stuff like that.
Yeah, some casual RBO.
Yeah.
All right, so ThunderMustach is now gonna have his stab over here at collecting high jump boots. Oops.
What do I win if it's high jump boot? Lifetime supply
of
Kit Kats.
Kats, yes.
Let's go.
It's a win-win for Kip. Oh, there's a different setup with Plasma, and this is not going to be it. He's going to want to jump, angle down, and it's going to be on the first hill.
Also, the main thing here is he has space jump and screw attack. It probably would actually be significantly faster instead of looking for the setup to just go ahead and head over there and jump through the ring. But I certainly don't blame him for trying. I think ThunderMustach runs multiple categories, including Hundo. So this is certainly a Hundo trick that looks like he got it. Oh, almost.
Oh. Yeah, I figured. I think both players are actually going to go check Gauntlet right now, so it's really just a race over.
After all the different paths and all the different things, we are very, very, very close here.
Oh, grabbed by the Zoes, the yapping maw. Look, calculated. Lo and behold.
So I just want to be very clear. You know, they gave me the seed in advance, and I ran it, so I know where everything is.
Yep.
But yeah, I gotta show special love here for high jump boots. Said it before, I'll say it again. It's my favorite item. I think it's really, really like one of those items that you don't realize how great it is until you don't have it in a certain spot.
ThunderMustach does want that powerbomb pack. Congrats on your lifetime supply of Kit Kats, by the way.
Yeah, I'm sure Nestle knew in advance that they would have to pay up if I got that right. So I'll be contacting them and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, dear Mr. Nestle. Okay, so what's it's a race to what now? I guess Lower Norfair? Now, because we're still searching for gravity.
Yeah, I think for most players, I would assume that Lower Norfair would be the play here. You know, even if you can do Suitless Meridia, it seems like it would be a lot slower to attempt it.
Yes.
Than to just go ahead and go to Lower Norfair and make sure that gravity isn't down there. And the good news is, since they either A, have screw attack and high jump boots, or B, have space jump, they won't get soft locked in the screw attack room. I guess technically you could also avoid a soft lock there with just speed booster, but you would have to kill GT first.
I don't think SlyPork checked Wreck Ship E-Tank. Because those maps aren't filled out. Those map tiles aren't filled out.
Oh, so wait a minute. So earlier, he
Yeah.
actually had not? Okay.
No.
We didn't miss it. I was going to say, yeah, the red door's not open. I didn't remember. And as we see ThunderMustach forgetting, there we go.
Well, I guess because he well, gave it a shot at least. Yeah, so confirmed chat is full of liars. I'm just saying.
And I think now for the third time, ThunderMustach leaving the room where an item is and then reconsidering and going back.
So the strats, those are in-game time strats.
Props to him for thinking about it though, like in terms of like, I don't think I want that. Oh, wait a minute, it might have value, so that's good.
It might. Because, well, what can actually happen? There is still that slight possibility that gravity is in Suitless Meridia.
True, and there are 3 spots, is that right, Seth?
Yeah, so it can spawn either at Mama Turtle, at the left sand pit, pretty much the Meridia Reserve tank location, or Bot Uni tank.
Right, and so basically to be able to get to it easily, the Mama Turtle one, you would either need Space Jump or I think Grapple Beam.
Yes.
Are those the only 2 that you are like mandatory if you are suitless?
I know one time I tried just because I was bored. You can actually also run from the upper right hand corner and jump and wall jump off the grapple block, but that's like you only have a few frames to get that. So,
right.
Oh yeah, you could do bombs too.
Oh, that's true. That's a good point.
But well, we still haven't found bombs. So, but other than that, those are the 4 ways that you can reach that location. There we go. The 20th out of like 40 reserve tanks.
And I like what you said earlier, getting jigated.
Yeah, see, got jigated again. This room is known to jigate. You're either gonna like want to check that, double jigated, times twice. Let's see what happens. I don't know. This is. a
So
race down
basically,
to
like they are exactly next to each other
yeah.
with the exact same number of items and everything. This is basically like as close as you could possibly imagine for an hour and 10 minutes into the race. Very exciting.
I'm invested. Oh no! It's like a rat race right now.
I always like to say whenever you go through that room, you got to make sure you don't get got.
Get good, not get got. All right. Oh, it's just gonna powerbomb it here, just to break the glass. Looks like it. Yep.
Interesting choice, and I wouldn't imagine very many people would be familiar with the strat because I could be mistaken, but I think it's an RBO exclusive. If you powerbomb, if you're going to do a suitless Meridia attempt, which could be possible later, you can actually powerbomb that tube and then jump and get through the door at the top and float up high enough to skip waiting on the crab to go across.
Yeah, I
know
hate
that's
that climb too.
Yeah, that's I would imagine, a very specific move that probably many people don't practice, especially people that don't run RBO, but that is something that you can do. Anybody who's curious. It probably, honestly, I think I timed it one time. It saves about maybe 30 seconds or 40.
I like the rats that they're taking.
Yeah.
It does save like 40 seconds. It's a hefty time save.
So they are literally one room apart.
Did they save?
Ooh.
They're
Well,
really going all in.
Here goes SlyPork. Let's see. He could Crystal Flash. I'm not sure if he's super familiar with Crystal Flashing, but let's find out what he chooses to do.
It's a really good idea. I think you can only freeze the Nami Haze with Plasma and Ice. So that's a really smart move.
Ooh.
Come on, SlyPork.
Looks like Mustache is opting to go save, which is not a bad decision at all.
SlyPork does not want to die here, and he wants to delay his wall jump.
Very nicely done.
Thank goodness he had of course, space jump for that. And opting not to save. Risky. But congrats nonetheless, SlyPork, you true breed you.
So at this point, in terms of major items, they're identical, despite the fact that they kind of got charged at different times. So at this point, SlyPork is just in the lead here by, I would assume, depending on how long it takes ThunderMustach, maybe ahead by about 30 seconds to a minute. See how long it takes Thunder to get this lava dive. SlyPork opting to go check screw attack. Working on a green gate glitch.
He has plenty of supers to spare, so.
Yeah, and this is an excellent location to farm supers, especially with screw attack. Ooh, Thunder just barely missing. And he's in.
Nice
Excellent job.
And so is SlyPork. Just gonna be farming up these rippers for his ammo back.
Of course, in this scenario, given the fact that they have ice, wave, plasma, charge, the super count in this location not nearly as important as it would be if you were chargeless.
Precisely, yeah. So right now, that's just all them. Could ThunderMustach? I guess he's going to opt for it.
So we got another E-Tank. Alright. Let me see if I can go 2 for 2 today. I'm going to guess Gravity is at Firefly.
Oh, okay. Alright, 2 for 2. Gravity
And
Fire.
I'm going to say Spazer is after Ridley. Which
All right, that's a
obviously
good guess.
they would opt not to get.
Yeah, I would skip Spacer. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with my choice of Gravity is in Meridia, and it's probably going to be at Bot Winnie Tank. Quote me.
Mark it down.
Yep. Hopefully that's not the case for ThunderMustach or SlyPork. But you'll never know. You're very lucky.
So as Sephi was pointing out earlier, I completely agree. Lower Norfair is just significantly easier if you have screw attack, and so it's, you know, these runners shouldn't have too many issues getting through the rooms, being able to kill everything in one hit. I was wrong. Okay, well at least I've proven that I didn't actually run the C.
Oh no! Please don't take away his Kit Kats, please. It was just a prank. That's all it was. Okay, so ThunderMustach is going to collect whatever is at Firefleet on the way out.
Yes, looks like that's the case. I've done that before and accidentally forgot. So hopefully he will not forget. Of course, in this case, it doesn't really matter since it's an E-Tank. He doesn't know that, but...
Also, both of them still not saving.
Oh, that's true, yeah. Opting not to save before Ridley there.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Flower House?
Yeah. SlyPork still wanting to collect some more ammunition, maybe?
Okay, so... this, depending on... ThunderMustach should be fine. I know he speedruns the game, so he should be okay with just 4 tanks, but with the... obviously I have an Ice Plasma Wave charge. But I would be a little nervous about SlyPork heading straight into the Ridley fight if he didn't farm at least some health. Ridley is definitely capable of doing some damage. And especially since neither player opted to save, we wouldn't want to see anything bad happen.
Come on, bless RNG.
Okay, well, I hope Sly does well. He does have some energy in his reserve, so good luck to him.
Man, I am loving how close this race is.
Unbelievable that it's this close after an hour and 18 minutes.
And it took they started off with like somewhat different routes too.
We did. All right, what do we have behind Ridley? Another E-Tank.
Oh, that should be like all of the E-Tanks.
It's getting pretty close.
Again, he exits the room and goes back to get it.
I was watching SlyPork. I didn't see that, but I guess he decided a refill there would be good. Oh, I see now. There's a bit of an overlay here. There we go. Now I can see all of the.
Well, this means only one thing, Kip.
What's that?
It's suit this time.
That's true. It is. For some reason, I had something blocking the energy tanks, and so I made a mistake. I'm sorry. SlyPork actually had significantly more health than I thought. So my apologies.
Yeah. No, I happens to me too sometimes. Finishing the Ridley fight with meme health. Set to go.
Wow, so we have a suitless Meridia upcoming in a race in which the runners are within 1 minute of one another. Oh, and there, a perfect example of what Sephi and I discussed earlier. ThunderMustach was out of power bombs, but was able to use Spring Ball. So literally, if he had not had Spring Ball there, he would have been stuck.
Yeah, he would have. And he could still farm him using these fire fleas right down here, because he hasn't checked this item. He's banking on gravity, but of course it's not what he wants. We know it's not what he wants, and smart choice. Collect. I think he might want a couple of more.
Yeah, always a good idea to collect as many power bombs as you can if they're easily available. You don't have bombs. Kind of don't really. I think randos have been healthy or just really good for me to learn more about the game, because you don't really realize how much you use different things until you don't have them. And regular bombs, while they seem just very generic, are like a cornerstone of the entire game.
Yeah, where are bombs? Actually, they might actually just be right behind Dragon. Or they could be pedestal. I don't know. Like anywhere that's out of the way, we still have.
Yeah, I can't think. Do they have a single other major item that neither one of them have checked in the entire game outside of Meridia? I can't think of one.
No. There has to be. I mean, there's plenty of room for more reserve tanks. No, but I think they have Mama Turtle. They have Meridia Reserve, Batwini Tank, Dragon,
Plasma.
Pedestal, and Plasma. Yes.
It's the only thing left.
So it's gonna be bombs. It's gonna be Spazer. It's going to be gravity. And I don't know the rest of what E-tanks, I believe. X-ray.
Yeah, we haven't seen X-ray yet. That's true. Which, ironically, X-ray becomes incredibly powerful when you have charge and plasma. At least on certain bosses. I think it's Batwoon, Dragon, and Fantoon. I think, are those the only three where you can use that method?
Yes, those are the three bosses. All right, here we go. ThunderMustach and SlyPork on right on his mustachy tail.
See, and here's another thing. I am actually pretty unfamiliar with this. I've done it a little bit, but you know, most of the situations you come across in randomizers, you'll actually find in other runs of other categories. And so for me personally, I'm more familiar with freezing the creatures and jumping on them due to my RBO experience. And I've never come in here with plasma to freeze. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So you get accustomed to a certain number of shots depending on what beams you have. And depending on if... I'm sorry?
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, if you shoot plasma the wrong way, you might end up getting like a double hit or something like that.
Yes, you are so right. Either it's going to be just one shot that's going to kill him, or you might accidentally just overshoot and just kill him randomly. Which
would be awful if you made it like halfway up.
And both runners familiar with the spring ball jump. SlyPork forgot to unequip it. So
they are literally, like screen for screen right now.
Trying to get the same trick. This is a race, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in. Kip, I'm so glad we're doing commentary together for this moment.
Me too. Also, just because I get an opportunity to say, not literally like you whippersnappers use it, figuratively, like literally.
Like literally, like it's lit. Literally. Oh my gosh. ThunderMustach trying to get some running speed to get this jump.
I gotta say, Sephi, if every run that we commentate together is as hype as this, then we're gonna be in good shape, dude.
It really looks so, because you got the prophets commentating. We know where everything is. This is actually a plando. This was devised by Kip and I for the runners to run. So good luck. So, no, seriously, this is a challenging section.
This really is. This is very intriguing. For it to be suitless, but also for them to be so close that that's exactly what I was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
With ThunderMustach, unless he does the spring ball stuff, which I'm not even 100% sure how he would manage this right now. But if he's not able to get the spring ball here, he would have to reset the room. Oh, there we go. Nicely done.
Yeah, so he's in good shape. SlyPork still at the bottom. Oh, he wants to get a spin jump there. It's going to be a lot more easier for him to move horizontally. Everyone's divided right now. It's either Team SlyPork or Team ThunderMustach.
He got the second one too. So ThunderMustach making his way very close. All right, and now he's going to be the top of this room here.
Taking the grab hit, that's fine. But what to check?
I think you got to go Mama Turtle first, right?
Yeah, it would make sense. To check Mama Turtle. I
mean, I guess you don't have to. It just would seem like, since that is one of the spots where gravity is, you would have to backtrack to get to it. If gravity not observe or...
Okay, so ThunderMustach taking a gamble, not going to check Mama Turtle. That could have gravity.
SlyPork making his way up. All right, we're in Aqueduct now. So, you know what time it is, Sephi? We get some grapple water physics hype.
Oh yeah, we do. Here we go. I think if an enemy hits you or something while you're grappling underwater, you can potentially see Samus just stand in midair.
I will never forget the very first time I ever saw a trick that ThunderMustach is trying to set up right now was when I was watching Zost run RBO a few months ago. And I had never seen it before, had no idea it existed, and it was so humorous to me that I laughed out loud for like a minute. Watching Samus just jump through the water. I would imagine there's some people who haven't seen it.
Yeah, this would be beautiful to watch right now. Assuming that the runners are familiar with grapple jumping.
This is another kind of scenario where I think, like I wouldn't second guess the runner. They know their own skill set, but I think this is another scenario where you would probably really want to go check Mama Turtle first.
Yes.
Because if you're not as familiar with the mechanics here to get this grapple jump, then it's going to be really tough because now you're going to have to backtrack. He can still go out the bottom of this room and check the reserve spot.
SlyPork is starting to get all the way up Main Street.
Ooh. Plasma strikes again. This would actually be a moment where if you didn't know how to do the spring ball trick, I would actually recommend taking Plasma off.
Oh, I mean, here's another thing that ThunderMustach can do is... Oh. What happened? SlyPork? Are you alright? Oh, okay, he's right there. Now, what the runners can do is they can climb the snails. They can ride the snail elevator up to Bot Woon.
Yeah, honestly, I don't even know if I was aware of that.
Yeah, that's a possible thing. He could
How about that?
yeah, and then he has to turn around so that he makes the snail stop at a certain point. There's another snail right there, just waiting to.
One other thing for everybody in the chat, if you know, obviously many of you are familiar with a lot of the mechanics of the game. Some of you might not be. When you crouch and jump, you will actually get a higher vertical leap than if you just jump regularly, and that also is true in the water. And some of the jumps in Meridia Suitless are actually like required that you. And not only some of them are actually required that you crouch, jump, and then press down to make your hitbox smaller to be able to reach some of the spots.
Right, like ThunderMustach just demonstrated right there, climbing up the crab
Correct.
shaft. Oh, I think he might be under the impression that there is a major item up there.
I believe there are only 3 miners up there.
Yes. And SlyPork is going to see if this checking Mama Turtle is going to pay off. Oh, what will we see?
All right, what's it gonna be? I hope it's gravity, just so they don't have to continue to struggle with the water physics.
Moment of
There
truth.
it is.
Nice. This is it. SlyPork is in really good standing. ThunderMustach, is he going to check it right now? Looks like he's dropping.
Okay, and this is very fascinating because clearly right now SlyPork has an advantage, but I think ThunderMustach has a. Oh yeah. Oh.
He's gonna drop. He's not gonna make it. He has to climb all the way back up. Unless he
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, unless he could like wall jump for whatever reason, or spring ball jump up there in time. Oh, he killed it. He killed the fishy.
I believe in this scenario, and please correct me, Seth, because obviously with RBO it's a little bit different, but you're trying to freeze that fish as soon as you fall through the door. But I believe in this scenario, wouldn't it be safer to just go down the door on the right?
Yes.
And then go down to Mama Turtle.
That would be the safest bet.
Probably just slightly slower, but especially in this scenario, much safer route to take. I could be wrong, but I don't believe he can get up there from the bottom of this room.
I don't believe so either. I actually had not seen it myself.
Yeah, for those of you asking, if you happen to have Wave, Ice, and Spazer, and charge, obviously, you can shoot that door and hold your charge. And if you have a full charge and you let it go, like, you know, as you enter the room, you'll get a 100% freeze on that fish and land directly on top of him, assuming that you're hugging the left wall when you enter that door.
That strat is so helpful in RBO.
Very, very helpful. I can't imagine how much trickier it would be without it. Oh,
can he?
Goodness. I didn't even know if that was possible. He might can get it, especially with the tail. I think the hitbox is different.
I believe it might be, yes, just a tiny bit. He also wants to crouch just to get that extra height. I noticed that he's not crouching. He killed the fish.
Okay, SlyPork now getting ready to start his Dragon fight.
Let's go for some fried. Stir Sly? Fry and Sly. Fry pork.
Get the pork shrimp combo?
Yeah. Oh, I think it killed the fishy again. Yeah, he knows it. So I applaud ThunderMustach for sticking to his strat.
I do too. I have to say, these randomizers put the runners in very difficult, precarious situations sometimes, and it's been really cool to watch everybody persevere. So props to him for giving this a shot. Oh my gosh!
He made it.
I have never seen that.
Oh wow! I mean, both of them pulling off something really incredible. SlyPork getting the angle down. Kill on Dragon, and ThunderMustach being rewarded with his gravity.
Unbelievable. What a run we have going here between these two players.
He has space jump. Doing a couple of laps. Now in reverse. Let's swing it upwards.
There we go.
Good job. Whew! I'm over here sweating.
Little Super Metroid CrossFit action there.
Yeah. What a race.
Well, at this point, SlyPork is just gonna make his way to Torian and try to finish up. ThunderMustach needs to go kill Botwoon and Dragon and then do the same. I would say, clearly SlyPork has an advantage at the moment, but you never know what'll happen in Torian. We've seen some interesting things happen, that's for sure.
Want to be? I still don't think either runner has saved in quite some time.
That's true. The last save I remember from either player was prior to entering Lower Norfair.
Yep, and that was by ThunderMustach. Nevertheless, I know SlyPork should be in fairly good shape to just complete the game right now.
Absolutely. Theoretically, I'm sure there's some discussion about skipping, whether or not to skip the Dragon item or whatever. Like, in terms of just not even checking it and leaving immediately. Seems like with their current items, that would certainly be the play. The only thing left that could potentially bring value, obviously, is bombs, and the only scenario that it would be helpful to have it from this point forward would be if you accidentally got eaten by a Metroid. It would be quicker to have bombs to knock them off and then freeze them and kill them. But hopefully the players will be able to freeze all the Metroids prior to any of that happening. So
yeah,
it would certainly not be worth it.
It's in their best interest to pretty much just kind of take it slow. I mean, honestly, as long as you're not getting nommed on by the Metroids, that's all you really want.
Yeah, most of the time, you can avoid it, so.
Just kind of walk carefully, watch your step, don't go ahead and jump straight into the room, and then you have 4 Metroids on you.
Can you get sucked by multiple Metroids simultaneously? You can, and their damage stacks. And just to prove that, I literally lost the run.
Oh no, I remember that run.
2 nights ago or something due to that?
Yeah, it was a really good 48.
So it can definitely happen.
SlyPork attempted the slope spark. No, he didn't. I just
you gotta get that in there.
Yeah, just because of the sl and per. I mean, his name looks like Slope Spark to me sometimes. Dude, just wishful thinking.
But yeah, to put a cap on the theoretical discussion about the Dragon item, literally X-ray doesn't help at this point. E-tanks and reserve tanks don't help. The only thing that even has any applicable use would be bombs, and again, as mentioned in chat, it's not guaranteed to be there anyway. So, and on top of that, most of the time, like 90% of the time, you're not even going to need it anyway. So it'd be much better from a speed perspective to just exit the room and roll out as quickly as possible.
Keep it on sound.
Well, as we can see now here, though, SlyPork did get eaten. So taking a little bit longer in that room because of not having bombs.
I mean, even then, SlyPork has a really good amount of power bombs anyway.
Oh yeah, he's
So,
fine.
with them.
Yeah, so this is basically just going to come down to any kind of accidental, mistake on Mother Brain, and especially with, Varia and Gravity and that many E-tanks, it would be very difficult to, I mean, not impossible, but it would just be unlikely for either of the players to die to Mother Brain 2 with this much health. I guess the only other thing that could potentially happen would be if SlyPork attempted a stand-up glitch and somehow messed it up, which I'm sure everybody who's done stand-up glitches has probably lost a run that way at some point or another.
Oh, it's scary. That slide of death that happens.
Many people don't know that one of Mother Brain's hidden abilities that you only see every so often is she can use the same spear that Scorpion uses in Mortal Kombat and actually pull you towards her if you mess up the glitch, and will actually kill you.
I swear, it's just like a mother. They're there to smother you.
That's right.
That's why I call her Smother Brain. They always want you well fed. I applaud SlyPork for facing left. That's See, I face left because I don't like looking back, I'm ready to just keep going forward.
You like facing left because it's symbolic.
Yep.
I like facing left because I like to remind everybody that speed isn't the only thing that counts.
Oh yeah, it was you, right, that said everyone's like trying to skip the baby and everything?
I don't recall.
I'm trying to remember who it was. Someone said something about,
I don't think
like,
it was me.
No one wants to spend some time with that baby. Everyone just kind of neglects it. It powers you up and everything.
That's true. Oh, okay. SlyPork opting to get a save here, which is a good decision. And barring any kind of weird scenario, should be able to make his way through the Mother Brain room without issue, especially having charge and so many missiles. Even if he didn't know how or struggled with any of the potential skips, he could just mow right through those Zebs with super missiles. Correctly took off screw attack so he can get through here. Reset the room.
It's a really tricky trick if you're not familiar with exactly what to do or what you're looking for.
Right.
SlyPork might just want.
I would just use the missiles.
Yeah, especially right now with the lead that he has. He doesn't know, but
I mean, you're definitely not going to use any of the missiles past the ones for Mother Brain 1 on Mother Brain 2. So yeah, this should be just fine. Opt to turn screw attack back on.
yeah, just to not get hit by the hot Cheerios anymore.
ThunderMustach way through the first Metroid room.
Nice
Right
and
on
safe.
SlyPork's tail. SlyPork still has many supers. Should be perfectly fine. past segment. And ThunderMustach getting eaten and having to use some power bombs here. What a race this is. Look how close they still.
It's really close. SlyPork is just about done here with Mother Brain phase
There we
1.
go.
Cool.
Opting to use the supers before the charged plasma shots. For anybody unfamiliar, if you have ice wave and plasma, then your charged shots will, I believe it's 900 damage, and so you only need 20 charged shots to defeat Mother.
Taking some ketchup, that's fine. SlyPork should be done here. Another,
Okay, looks like a stand-up glitch is going to be attempted. Wow. This is literally the only way that, like, if you really talked about it theoretically, it would actually be theoretically, I guess, better to not even attempt it, right? Because if you don't attempt it, you have a 0% chance of dying, but if you attempt it and somehow mess up, you could lose.
You could crash your game. You could slow it down.
Oh boy, I hope nothing bad happens.
Pray for you, boy. I mean, either way, he's forced to kneel down, so I think he's all right.
Yeah, I think he's in decent shape.
Yeah, the game just told him to sit down and be humble. Just wait it out. This is pretty much yours. Oh, interesting.
And now for the, I don't know, 20th time this race, they are at least in the same room together.
A good skip right there. Just make really quick work of these. Oh, and getting
very nice
positioning.
And now SlyPork moving on to phase 3, Mother Brain 3 here.
ThunderMustach phase 2.
Also opting to use the missiles.
Just for the faster damage.
I'm actually unsure if, theoretically, if you had infinite supers, if just unloading supers on Mother Brain would be faster than the charge shots. My guess would be it'd probably be pretty close.
Yeah, it would be pretty close. Alright, SlyPork needs to run home, Charlie, run home. And now, of course, SlyPork with the dilemma. Should he kill or kill the animals? I don't know, it's in his conscience. He has to pick. Yeah, he might moidalize them instead.
Getting very close to the end here. And get the spark up the side here. Well, I have to say that was an incredibly entertaining Race between SlyPork and ThunderMustach. Props to both of them for showing a lot of perseverance and doing some very interesting strats. Looks like SlyPork is opting to go, quote unquote, save the animals.
Oh, debated. They're all dead.
They're all dead. And is now heading up. I have to say, interesting choice though. You know, especially in a race, not knowing where your opponent is. I mean, that does add time, and this was really close. But yeah, got to give props to both runners for showing a lot of perseverance and finishing the runs. And you guys stick around because after a short break, we're immediately going to have game number 2 or race number 2 between these two players. Sephi, I enjoyed doing some commentary with you, sir. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me, Kip. Kip on kipping. SlyPork finished off here with an SRL time of 1:50:28. So GG. Who knows? Maybe the next match is gonna be the very same way. But thank you so much, Kip. Southern Kip, everyone. Follow him.
Thank you, Sephi, the king of all commentary. I will be around for the commentary for the next match. I believe, Sephi, are you going to be here for the second one or not?
No, I'm just gonna go ahead and jump out right after ThunderMustach completes his run here.
Well, it was a pleasure, and I'm sure that we will have the opportunity to do this again at some point.
Sometime very soon. You know it, Kip. Almost done here. ThunderMustach approaching the finish line.
We'll see if he opts to save or kill the animals. Well, quote unquote, save. He opts not to. So he's going to kill them in the traditional fashion.
And GG to ThunderMustach. He finished with an SRL time of 1 hour, 51 minutes, and 57 seconds. So good game.
GG.
All right. So I will go ahead and hop out. Someone's going to be joining you momentarily, I think, or it might just be you solo.
Might just be me solo for this next run. But what I will do is I'll mute my mic for a few minutes as well and take a quick break while the runners get prepared. But thank you guys for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. And once again, Sephi, I will catch up with you later, bro.
You take care, Kip. You take care, chat. Everyone enjoy the races. Have a lovely day.
And chat, my name is Southern Kip. I will be providing commentary on the next race, the second in this series. So I'm going to take a short break, and I will be right back. Okay. Looks like we are getting ready for the next race here between ThunderMustach and SlyPork. We'll give them some time to get set up here, and then we'll get started. That was a really, really excellent fun race, the first game. And just so everybody is aware, I realize that many of you will be familiar with the format and randomizers for Super Metroid for this tournament, but I'll probably go through a lot of general information just in case there are some that are less familiar. This is a best of 3 scenario, and this is the preliminary round. So right now, SlyPork has a 1-0 lead over ThunderMustach, and whoever gets to 2 wins first will be victorious and move on to round 1. And the losing player will head to the the loser bracket. So they will not be completely removed from the tournament. They will just have 1 loss against them. And you will not be removed from this tournament until you lose twice. Looks like both players getting their controls set up. Actually, very important to remember, this has happened to me before, and I've seen other runners do it so far in the tournament. We get accustomed to playing or speed running with our personal cart or emulator that already has our controls set up. These rando seeds are a blank slate, and so sometimes people will accidentally hit start without changing their controls, and if they don't use default controls, it can be problematic. So always be cognizant of checking that before you get a rando started. Okay, looks like both players are in position here and ready to go. So we'll wait for them to get everything fixed so they can get started.